ladies, gentlemen, and all you strange animals out there. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Jokenet here on the 146895 repeater. I am Kilo Echo 8, Papa Victor Lima, your net control for the evening. My name is Nemo, November Echo Mike Oscar, and I am located just a few clicks south of the repeater in beautiful Denmark Township. Before I go any further, is there anyone that needs this repeater for emergency or priority traffic? All right, nothing heard. If anybody does need the repeater for emergency or priority traffic, please break in at any time with break and your call sign, and we will gladly concede the repeater for the duration of the emergency. Again, this is the Wednesday Night Jokenet here on the 146895 repeater. This is a directed net, and all traffic should go through net control. Everyone with a valid amateur radio license is encouraged to participate. And for everybody else that's huddled around the radio, listening to us on YouTube or on scanners, we appreciate you being here too. This net meets every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on this repeater, and we'll continue to do so as long as the voices in my head keep telling me to do it. The purpose of this net is to have fun, making each other laugh, coming up with crazy punchlines for this week's joke. This is a 3-round net, so please stick around or you may miss something. Before I go down the list of regular check-ins, I'm going to say thank you to Tom, NHCT, who owns the repeater and makes it available for public use. You can get to this repeater via Echolink, and the node for that is W8IJC-L. Please treat the repeater like it has a 2-minute timeout and allow for clean breaks between transmissions. And just in case you didn't know, the PL tone is 141.3. All right, let me take a quick break for time. We'll go down the list of regular check-ins, and we'll see who all's here tonight. Okay, starting at the top of the list, I've got Jeff, KC8 LAR.
KC8 LAR, top of the bottom.
All right, got you logged in the books here, Jeff. Thank you for being here tonight. Next on my list, I've got Wayne, Alpha Charlie 8, Yankee Juliet. All right, nothing heard there. Maybe he'll join us in a little bit. We'll try Dan, NADRL.
NADRL here, not all there though.
I'm not sure how many of us are actually all there or not. All right, next on my list, we've got Sonny, KD8 LHR.
I concur with Dan. He is not off here, but I am.
All right, Sonny, thank you for being here tonight, all of you, and I appreciate that. Next on my list, we've got K8TIE, Dave, out in Cleveland Heights. Are you with us tonight?
K8TIE here. Yeah, I'm out here. By the way, you are modulating a little bit high. You might cut it back just some. Also, how am I doing on that? K8TIE, back to the KE8PVL.
W8IJC link.
You're 5x5 into the repeater. You're sounding good tonight. And, yep, I'll try and back it off just a little bit there. I try and make sure I get a nice, clean audio out there for everybody. All right, next on my list, we've got Ken, KE8YBN. All right, nothing heard there. We'll reach out to Jim, KE8LFR.
KE8LFR here, well, you're all there.
All right, Jim. Pleasure having you with us tonight, as always. Let's try Ron, KC8RJO. All right, nothing heard there, but it was great seeing him at the meeting last weekend. We'll try Frank, KE8ZHH.
KE8VHH, Pro.
All right, Frank, my neighbor down the road. We'll try Andrew, Alpha 8, Delta Lima.
I'm here tonight, Alpha 8, Delta Lima.
Very good. Always a pleasure to have you with us. We'll try Ruth Ann, KE8ZVO.
Very much present, KE8CVO.
All right, very good on that. I didn't hear him radio check earlier, but maybe he's around tonight. We'll try Joe out there in Hiram, W8KNO.
W8KNO is here, and I was watching The Big Bang Theory. Back to you, Nemo.
All right, a little rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock action going on there. I got you on that show. All right, we'll try Steve, K8SAS. K8SAS, I know I heard you check into the repeater earlier. Are you out there tonight?
KAS straight over here at Garfield Heights. I'm with you tonight.
All right, very good. I thought maybe I didn't give you enough of a delay to get into the repeater there. Sorry about that. All right, we'll try N3 EVT, Jerry. Okay, nothing heard. That rounds out the list as I have it. This is KE8PVL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet. And before we get into this week's joke, is there anybody else who wants to check in? Please call.
Here is Kilo Echo 8 Delta November Fox. I'm just checking in and out, Nemo.
All right, KE8 DNF. Joe, thank you for being here tonight. I'll take your in and out. Appreciate that. Anybody else?
YBN, check it in.
KE8YBN, I got you in there. Thank you for joining us tonight, Ken. Appreciate that. Anybody else want to check into the Wednesday Night Jokenet? Okay, nothing heard. We'll go ahead and put our thinking caps on our funny bones, and we'll get into this week's joke. I got the list locked in with everybody here tonight. Appreciate y'all being here. And this week's joke, how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb? This week's joke, how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb? And we'll spin the bottle and see where it lands. All right, we're going to land on Frank, KE8ZHH. Good to have you with us tonight, neighbor. And how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
I haven't a clue. Back to net control.
All right, one stumper tonight. Very good. Appreciate that. Maybe this is going to be a good one for me. Last week I got pounded, so to speak. All right, Andrew, Alpha 8, Delta Lima. How many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
I guess 2, which would be one person to actually change the light bulb, and then the other person, the photographer, to take pictures of it so they can post it on Instatalk and whatnot. Back to that.
All right, 2. One to change the light bulb and one to post it on social media. Gotcha. All right, next on the list, we've got Ruth Ann. How many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
I'd say 32, like f-stop.
All right, and thank you for knowing what that means. I appreciate that on my end. It's kind of a weird photographer joke, and I get it, but hey, whatever. All right, we'll go down to Joe, W8KNO. Thank you for being here tonight, and how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
None, because there's no photographers left that use cameras. But back to you.
Yeah, not like they used to, that's for sure. Cameras have come a long way. There's some digital SLRs out there that are really nice, and man, I wish I could get my hands on one. There's a couple. Even a cheap one would be good for me right now. All right, we'll keep on going down the list. We'll go down to, we'll go to Steve, K8SAS. Thank you for joining us tonight. And how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
I'm going to go with one because they all should be used to working in a dark room. Back over to you.
All right, very good. That's a good answer. We'll go over to Ken down there in Andover, KE8YBN. How many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
Can't really count on it because they do it in a flash.
All right, I like that answer. You can't count it because they do it in a flash. Very good. We'll move up the list here. We've got Jeff, KC8LAR. Thank you for being here tonight, sir. How many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh my, that's a really good question. Well, I think it only takes one photographer to change a light bulb, but I also know it only takes one photographer to blow it out. Back to net control.
All right, very good. One to change it and one to blow it out. If you're taking photography with candlelight, that might, well, even a flash. Boom. All right, Dan, N8DRL, good to have you with us, sir. How many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
I would say just one, but it goes out like a flash.
All right, another one saying it goes out like a flash. Sonny, KD8LHR, good to have you with us tonight, man. It's been a minute. I know you've been working hard. How many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
K8PVL, KD8LHR. I'm not sure about that. I know that I have a couple friends that are photographers that I speak to on a regular basis, and they informed me that there are no light bulbs in photography other than in the black room, in the dark room there, which isn't black, it's red, but they say that there's no light bulbs to be changed. It's all flashes. So I'm not sure how to answer that one, Roger. I'm going to leave it to everybody else and sit in the room here by myself.
Okay, but if nobody's changed the light bulb, hopefully it's still on and you're not sitting in the dark. But I'll get you. I'll take the answer there. This is all flashes now. All right. K8TIE, Dad, good to have you with us tonight. And how many photographers does it take to change the light bulb?
Well, I was going to try to go for the electronic flash, but actually
W8IJC Link.
3 or 4 photographers fighting over the scantily dressed model to replace the light bulbs in the setup for photographing. But everything else is an electronic flash or available light. KTA, back to net control.
All right, very good. And what happens in the dark on a photo shoot stays in the dark on a photo shoot, unless I take pictures of it and put it out on the internet, and then it's called OnlyFans. Anyway, that's another story. Jim, KE8LFR, good to have you with us tonight, sir. How many photographers does it take to change a light bulb?
Afternoon, everybody, or evening, however you want to look at it. I had no idea, so I had to cheat and ask Alexa. And Alexa says 3. 1 to hold the ladder, 1 to screw in the bulb, and 1 to read the instructions. Back to Ned.
All right, well, that was a clever cheat, and that was a completely different answer than what I got, that's for sure. This is KE8PBL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet, and we are in the joke round. Is there anybody that would like to check in before I give away the answer that I have? All right, nothing heard. So tonight's joke, how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb? My answer is, I don't know, but it's always just one more. Just one more. All right, how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb? Just one more. I don't know, but it's just one more. All right. If you get that, the compulsive clicking, I don't know if I have to explain that to folks, but hey, that's the answer I got. But I like Jim's answer best. That was a great one. This is KE8PBL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet. Let me take a quick break for time, and we'll get into some announcements and then why everybody's really here tonight. Okay, folks, the area's District 10, Ashtabula County Emergency Services Net is every Monday night at 8 p.m. on the 146715 repeater. That repeater has a negative offset and a PL tone of 141.3 and a Echolink node of NHCT-L. I'm not remembering things quite correctly tonight. Ashtabula County Amateur Radio Club also has a weekly net over on that repeater every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Again, that repeater is 146715 with a negative offset, PL tone of 141.3 and an Echolink node of NHCT-L. Amigos Radio Club is going to be doing their winter field day out at the Jefferson Conservation Club. That's going to be January 25th and 26th at 3600 Stanhope-Kelloggsville Rd over here in beautiful Pierpont, Ohio. That's not far from me. It's right down the road. It's a great facility. We'll make sure we've got the place cleaned out. Please come and check us out and participate. New mugs are coming up here in February for the Wednesday Night Jokenet. And how might you get one of these mugs that you won't be able to get after this coming February? Well, you can guess the mystery show of the week. Every week during the preamble, I change it a little bit to reflect a show or podcast or movie. Sometimes, occasionally, a radio show that's out there, and anytime during the net you can guess, and if you get it right, the people who get it right the most will get a free cup, a beautiful cup that we've got here, and that cup's going to be changing. I'll get that to you at the end of the month if you win it, the most of them. All right, that's all the announcements that I think I have. I'm sure there's some other stuff going on there, but let me break for time, and then we'll get into why everybody's really here. All right, we'll start right where I was. Where was I? I started somewhere. 3, 2. I think we started with Frank, K8ZHH. Frank, good to have you with us tonight, sir. We'll get you right on the comments. What do you got for us this evening?
Good evening, everybody. Just woke up from a nap. Been doing digital. I got digital working on my FT891, had an issue with it. Couldn't get the driver installed. And I finally got it installed, the audio driver. Now it's working.
radios and stuff, and that's about it. Should be outside getting things done, but I haven't been doing that. And yeah, that's about it. And hope everybody's doing alright. And thanks for listening back to Net Control and Nemo. K8 VHH.
Well, I feel you on the outside stuff. I got plenty of things to do that need to get done. Today it was raining. I wanted to actually wire my radio into my truck today, but that didn't work out the way I thought it should. So with the rain, I didn't want to be outside. I've been off for the last 2 days, so I had some opportunity to get some things done. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, we'll keep on going down the list. We'll say hello to Drew, Andrew, Alpha 8, Delta Lima. Good to have you with us tonight, sir. And what do you got for us this evening?
Well, not to get too political, but I'm just thrilled about the elections. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off me. Most of you guys don't know this. I've traveled to Washington, D.C. on January 6th of 2021 to protest the stolen election. It's 100% clear the election was stolen now that we see there's 20 million unaccounted for votes in this time around. And basically, I've been living in fear for 4 years that they were going to come kick my door in and kill my dogs and drag me away for some kangaroo court for trespassing or some kind of BS for protesting a stolen election. So I just feel like a million times better. It's amazing having that. I'm going to be pardoned. I never thought I'd be pardoned. Never thought I'd need to be pardoned. Never did anything wrong that would require a pardon, but I'm going to get one, it looks like. So that's huge to me, and it's huge to a lot of other people. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Alpha 8 Delta Lima, back to net.
Well, Drew, I feel you on that. I was not there, but I know people who I've paid close attention to that situation, and whatever the feelings on the election were, my opinions on that are kind of off the wall from most people's, but I do concur with you that what they've done to the people who were there and people who weren't there, just people who are even making cell phone calls out of that area to other areas, and the receivers of those cell phone calls. I mean, it's just ridiculous what's happened there, and I'm glad to know that weight is at least lifted off of your shoulders. Last night was a good night for me, and I'll explain a little bit of that later on, but for the moment, we'll talk to Ruth Ann, KE8ZVO. Good to have you with us tonight. And what do you got for us this evening?
Not too much to say. I think I mentioned that I was going to have surgery yesterday. It went well. I haven't even had any post-op pain, and it was very minor in the long run. So, very good. And back to net, KE8CVO.
All right, Ruth Ann. I didn't know you went in for surgery. I'm glad it went well. I've been kind of being goof on the radio lately. I haven't been on the 2-meter side of things as much as I'd like to, but I have made sure to dedicate like an hour a day here and there to jump onto the HF side. So I've still been doing some radio stuff, just not in the mornings and the ride to work roundtable because my radio's been down in the truck for a while. But I'm glad to hear you went through your surgery okay, and everything is working out for you. And hopefully you get speedy heals. Don't push it. Don't push it. That's all I got to say. Steve, K8SAS, good to have you with us tonight, sir. What do you got for us this evening?
Well, good evening, Nemo. Once again, and everybody on the net, K8SAS over here coming in on Echolink from Garfield. And, yeah, I'm glad the economy, my gosh, the Dow went up to 1,500 today. And I think the reason for that is because they're able to advertise products on TV now instead of political ads. So So that should get the economy going and people buying some stuff there. But my gosh, not much happening over here today. I was supposed to have a Zoom meeting with my doctor, and they had called me up at the last minute after I had it all set up and says, no, we made a mistake. It's not you we want to have a Zoom meeting with. I says, okay, that was fine with me. So I didn't have to have a Zoom meeting. And Ruthann, good going for you there, and just take it easy and don't push yourself. Just relax and get well. So this is KSAS saying 73, and we'll catch you later on your go-around. Back over to Ned.
W8IJC Link.
All right, very good. I'm just glad I'm going to stop getting text messages, because the ridiculous amount of text messages I was getting to my phone this campaign season was absolutely through the roof. All right, we'll keep on going here. W8KNO, Joe down in Hiram, good to have you with us tonight, sir. What do you got for us?
Good evening to everyone, and a little comment about the stock market going up. One of the stocks I own is Parker Hannifin. It went up $56 and change today. So that was the big surprise. And that was nice to see. And other than that, a couple days ago I ran around for my wife, and she gave me a couple bags of Three Musketeers. I ate a whole one that day. Ended up with gout in my left ankle, so I've been staying in the house, and it's nearly all cured again. But I've been able to get an application in for a Workdoll Massachusetts County Award. So, and I'm going to wait for that. I'm up to 2,178 counties, 79 counties confirmed. So I only need 899 more. Everyone have a great day. W8KNO.
All right, very good. Well, just remember, folks, the stock market is a roller coaster. It goes up and it goes down. There's two directions it can go. And when it goes up, it's good. When it goes down, we all cry a little bit. I don't have any skin in that game, really, but just keep that in mind. And I spent about an hour today trying to work Japan on 10 meters. I wish I had gotten that one. That was one I really needed. All right, we'll keep on going down the list here. We've got KE8. YBN, Ken down in Andover, good to have you with us tonight, sir. What do you got for us?
Well, been playing wind tag with the nature out here. And a few days ago, I was able to take my leaf blower vacuum and got 4 bags of leaves, layered her on, doggone and come back. They all came back. Y'all came back to friends even. Yeah, the battle of nature going on right now. It's a better back to them.
Yeah, roger that with the leaves. Me, I just like to cut them up and leave them there. Eventually they break down and they help with the ground. All the Amish folk around me, they rake them up into their gardens and set them on fire. So that adds some carbon and some stuff to the ground, helps fertilize the soil there a little bit. All right, we'll keep on moving. We'll go up to the top of the list. We've got Jeff KC8LAR. Good to have you with us tonight, sir. And what do you got for us?
Good evening, Nemo. Everyone else on the net. Not a whole lot. Cleaning out the shack tonight. Trying to get some stuff done during the net, and getting ready to go out and play in the garage some more. Try to get some things done before the cold weather sets in, and trying to take advantage of this warm stuff as much as we can. And it was nice to see 60 something, even though it was a little wet in November. I'll take that anytime I can get it. And, other than that, not a whole lot going on. So we'll pass it back over to net control. This is KC8LAR.
Yeah, good copy on the nice weather there. I need to get some more outside stuff done myself there. All right, we'll keep on going. Dan, N8DRL, good to have you with us tonight, sir. What do you got?
Not too much going on over here, trying to clean up the shack a little bit. Don't really have any luck right at the moment, but I got some stuff sorted through and pitched, but a lot more that's got to go. N8DRL.
Oh, I feel you on that. Got plenty of stuff to move around myself, and at some point we'll get some of this stuff out of here and into a location where it'll be doing some good. Sonny, KD8LHR, man, it's been a little bit since you checked into the net, and we've been missing you. How you been, and what do you got for us?
Not too much. Thank you for picking me up, Nemo. Not too much here on this end. Just kind of been doing a lot of parks on the air. Thank you, Drew, for all the hunts that you give me there and spots that you put me up on. Much appreciated there for sure. And that's pretty much about it. Well, no, that's not about it. I did get a new hotspot and a Raspberry Pi type deal thing, and I've been playing on that lately. I've made contacts all over the world, from Wales all the way to like Israel and all over the place. Places that you normally won't get to. And yeah, some people say it's not real radio because it's over the hotspot and whatnot like that. But I like it. I'm having fun with it, and I think it's pretty interesting. Been on the Echolink, and another friend of mine over in Washington, D.C. area has his own node that I've been using and communicating with him on a regular basis as well. It's pretty fun. So I've been playing with that, and also playing on HF a lot. I've been doing too awful much VHF, UHF stuff here. Well, VHF on the regular 2 meters here. I am out there listening most of the time, though. But with that, I'll turn it back to net control, and you can do this hotspot no matter what your class is. It's pretty cool, and you get an opportunity to talk to people all over the world. So it's kind of like Echolink, but not like Echolink. It is pretty cool, though. I'll turn it back to you there, Nemo. KE8PVL from KD8LHR. Back to net control.
All right, Hotspot Radio, and well, I'll have to check into that at some point. I actually haven't really looked into that. I knew it was out there, but just not really had time to look at it. So, but it sounds like fun, and as long as you're having a good time with it, that's what matters. There's so many parts to this hobby that people can just kind of do what they want. All right, K8TIE, Dave, good to have you with us tonight, sir. And what do you got for us this evening?
Okay, well, of course, I'm here because I am what I am, decided that wanted company, wanted people to take and look at all the things he made and appreciate him and things like that. And I certainly do appreciate some of that stuff, lots of that stuff. Don't know all of it, but quantum entanglement and all kinds of things. Relativity and 13.8 billion light years to what the James Webb can see. Just a whole lot of things. And we make pretty good decoration, too. So, that's why and I just enjoy it. K8TIE back to KE8PVL, the Wednesday night Jokenet.
right, little station ID from the repeater tower there, and this is K8PBL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet, and we've got Jim, K8LFR. Good to have you with us tonight, sir. Hopefully you're enjoying some of this fine weather with that iron horse.
Yeah, you got that right, Nemo. Past couple of days, well, I shouldn't say enjoyed riding it, but I did ride it from home to work and from work to home. Been enjoying the nice weather. It's going to end, though. I'm sure we all know it's coming soon. Other than that, I was just sitting here thinking maybe I was going to rearrange the radio room, but I can't do that because I got to take care of the tower and rotor situation first. That's about it, really. Back to net.
All right, very good. K8PBL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet. That rounds out the list as I have it for the comment round. Before we go any further, is there anybody that would like to check in? Please call.
Here is November 3, Echo Victor Tango.
And 3, EVT. Jerry, I got you in there. Anybody else? All right, Jerry, welcome to the net. Appreciate you being in here tonight. Tonight's joke was how many photographers does it take to change a light bulb? And we're in the comment round, so you go right ahead, sir.
Well, Nemo, I'm just walking in the door, so I'm way behind, but I just wanted to add my name to your list, and I'll listen to the rest of the comments. And 3VT back to net control.
All right, very good. And before we get into the discussion round, is there anybody else that would like to check in tonight? Please call. All right, nothing heard. Okay, so we'll go right into the discussion round this evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. Appreciate that. So the Great Lakes Division at Hamfests, that they just sent out this newsletter today, and there's some I don't know how to interpret the news that's on here. I don't know that it's good news myself personally. It would seem from what they're saying here that the ARRL is no longer going to sanction independent clubs for their Hamfests and sponsor them. That's sort of what it looks like to me. The official notice is, even though just in the Great Lakes area alone, there's over 50 Hamfests a year out here. Their official notice that they sent out said any club requesting ARRL sanctioning within the Great Lakes Division must now be an ARRL affiliated club with a maximum of 2 Hamfests/swap and shops in a given calendar year, and they must be at least 4 months apart. I think this is a bad move on the part of the ARRL because it discourages the independent clubs. I understand that they are a money revenue generating lobbying organization for amateur radio, and we don't really have a whole lot of other options. It's not like with the 2A community where there was the NRA and then they weren't doing the job, so GOA and OGA and a couple other groups got involved and stepped up to fill in the gaps there. Nobody's really done that in the amateur radio community. So they kind of are our option for that to some extent. But I think this is a bad move on their part. It's not encouraging independent amateur radio operators to go out there and build the amateur radio hobby aside from them. That's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, let me break. But that's what they're saying. They're saying if you want to request sanctions and be officially listed as a Hamfest in the Great Lakes area, you now have to be a ARRL affiliated club. So maybe we could all just talk about that just a little bit, not necessarily from a club perspective, but just from our own thoughts on that. We'll start right where we were with Frank, KE8ZHH. Good to have you with us tonight. Your thoughts on ARRL not actually sanctioning independent clubs?
Well, I think it's a money-making scheme again. That's all I can really say about that. That's my opinion. Back to that control.
Well, I can't disagree with you on that. That's I don't know if I'd call it scheme, but I understand their need to make money because, you know, lobbying costs money. Hopefully that's something that'll change in the future, but at least for now, that's the way the system works. All right, Drew, Alpha 8 Delta Lima, good to have you with us tonight, sir. And what are your thoughts on ARRL not sanctioning local Hamfests?
I would have to say it's disappointing, although I'm not really all that familiar with the ARRL and what they do. I got, I think, some information from them the first year after I was licensed, and I haven't heard anything from them since. I know people aren't generally big fans of them. I know they got rid of the magazine. You know, all these big organizations like the ARRL, the NRA, a lot of these, they take your money and they live high on the hog. And I don't know if that's what's going on here. Wouldn't be surprised at all. I don't see why we would need to be sanctioned. I don't know what the benefit of that is. So I don't think I really understand the whole ramifications of it, but I don't think we need them, personally. I think as long as we have our own club, that's all we really need. But maybe I'm wrong. Alpha 8, don't leave it back to net.
All right, disappointing. Well, one thing is that they do provide like a spot where there's one centralized sort of database, lookup table, whatever you want to call it, of all the clubs that are having Hamfests and swap meets in given areas, so people know that that's what's going on in those spaces. So that is one of the things, and not being able to be listed on that's gonna, well, that's not gonna help people get to the ham radio Hamfests or any of that. So that's the big part of that as it concerns like having the Hamfest. But I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of snubbing your nose at the independent folks out there just doing their thing. All right, K8ZHH, Ruth Ann, good to have you with us tonight. And what are your thoughts?
First of all, it's KE8CVO. I know it was a slip of the tongue. I can see why they want to be aware of all the Hamfests. Maybe they're worried about overlap. That's the only thing I can think of. Back to net, KE8CVO.
All right, KE8CVO, sorry about that mess up there. I'm just looking at the wrong part of my list. It's starting to get late for me. We'll go down to Joe, W8KNO, if you're still with us. What are your thoughts tonight, sir?
Good evening to everyone again. Well, that's what happens when you get a president of the ARRL that's the CPA. You have to break even. And they sold and as was mentioned, the magazines are going online. If you have a subscription, if you want a printed one, you have to pay extra for it. And as more and more people don't renew that, the price goes up each year, or that's what I expect to see happen. And with MFJ not buying 4 pages a month, and it's like $3,200 a page in QST, and if you check, DX Engineering is only buying 1 page every 2 months. to be ARRL members, and therefore they're now pushing to get more pressure for clubs to become affiliated clubs, and pressure to keep the people that are in affiliated clubs to keep their percentage up, because more and more people are dropping out. I believe they had 18,000 people not renew their subscriptions because of just printed copies. So with that, back to you, Nemo. W8KNO.
All right, yeah, and you know, to be a ARRL club, you can't just say, oh, it's not like you can just send them a membership. Yeah, actually, you have to show that 40% of your club's membership is our actual ARRL members before they'll accept you as an ARRL club, which doesn't make any sense to me either. So I get that part. You know, that would at least make it like, okay, so we could pay the membership, be sanctioned ARRL club, and then get the benefits from that. You know, why you have to have a percentage of your club even to qualify for club membership as a ARRL group. I just don't get that, but we'll keep on moving down the list here. Steve, K8SAS, good to have you with us tonight. And what are your thoughts this evening?
On this with the ARRL, some I can mention, some I can't mention on the air, but I just think they're too big. They're spending money in the wrong areas, having all these conferences. They travel all over, and they have to put them up in rooms and everything. It's the same conference all the time. Why don't they do Zoom and cut some money on their end too? But it doesn't seem that they want to. The yearly thing, the way that went up without a magazine, that I think that hurt a lot of people. And that was kind of a slap cut, because everybody's been supporting them for all these years, and then they jack it up to almost $60 a year, and that's without the magazine. So that's a chunk right there. And if you look at the figure and add them up with all the memberships that they have, that is a ton of money to bring it in on a yearly basis. Let's see, one other thing I wanted to cover was, I can't think of it right now, but they've gone from like a group of hams, helping hams, by being organized with the ARRL and everything, into a business of their own, like an industry. And everything they have there is, everything they're marketed in the emails, they're selling books and everything, and some of the books are good, some of them you'll never use. But I don't know, they're getting too big. Ever since K1GZ, I think, had it, he was CEO or president of the ARRL. This was like about maybe 10 years ago. It seemed like it was on a decline then. And mismanagement, and they had a bad team under them advising them. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know. I wish them a lot of luck, but they're really hurting old members that really supported them all these years. K8SAS, back over to Ned.
W8IJC Link.
All right, very good. Yeah, sometimes you get too big for your britches. I do know that that they're moving their national convention time, date, location. They're going to be doing it at Hamfests, Hamvention down there in Dayton from now on. That's one of their cost-cutting measures I know they put into place. But, you know, with the cyber attacks that they just went through and all that, you would think that they'd start realizing where their real support is coming from. Because if they lose the support of the operators, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 situation. We need them, they need us. So, all right, KE8YBN, Ken, if you're still with us, good to have you here. And what are your thoughts tonight, sir?
I'm not really sure. I'm new into this thing and everything, and see what's going on. And it seems that not much in books and things, membership, sort of a bit of pricey stuff. And just see where everything goes. Maybe fine. well, I'll check the 13 to start all over again would be a very good start, maybe. I'd like that.
Not too big to fail. Okay, I like that attitude. I'm a big fan of that attitude, to be quite honest with you. All right, we'll go over here to the top of my list. KC8LAR. Jeff, good to have you with us tonight. What are your thoughts? ARRL, not really supporting independent hams.
Good evening, Nemo. Sore topic of discussion for me. I'm a member. I like a lot of what they do. There's a lot of what they do I don't. And I think there's a lot of members that feel that way. I think they do a lot of good, but just like us, they need to live within their budget. And I know costs go up at times, but they need to, I think, find a way to provide a larger value for the dollar that they're taking from us, and try to be more inclusive. Memory serves me correct. And, they did this once before where they kind of shied away and pushed a two license system on it in, was it the 50s or 60s, late 50s, early 60s. And I think they lost a lot of members then. And I think it almost killed the community then because their ranks rebelled. And I think we're probably in for a repeat of that if they don't change their ways. Not because of their licensing, but because of they're not paying attention to what people actually want. But you got to support the people that support you. And I think you're by doing what they're doing, they're pouring vinegar on the situation instead of honey. And I think it's going to hurt them in the long run. But that's only my 2 cents. With that, we'll pass it back to Net Control. This is KC8LAR.
All right, bigger bang for the buck and better representation at the federal level for us, protecting our bandwidth. Very good. Appreciate that. That's what I got out of that. Dan, N8DRL, good to have you with us tonight, sir, if you're still around. What are your thoughts? Okay, he must have checked out for the evening. That's all right. We'll go down the list here to Sonny, KD8LHR. What are your thoughts on the ARRL and what their new changes are?
KE8PVL, KD8LHR. Thanks for picking me up again. Let's see, my thoughts on that. I believe you said something about Hamfests and supporting them for not supporting them or something like that for unless there's members of the ARRL. I think that is, I kind of agree with Jeff there. I don't know about the situation he was talking about. I'm not familiar with that. But I do agree with him. That could tend to be bad, but good at the same time, kind of, maybe. They got to live within their budget. But then again, you know, what about small clubs like us that hold a yearly Hamfest? Can we afford to really do another Hamfest, 2 Hamfests a year? I don't know. The only way I think we'd be able to afford something like that is if the regular Hamfest start charging gate fees, which I don't think we should do that at all. I'm not that guy. Or maybe let like food trucks come in and set up for food, but then we're losing out there. That's hurting us. It's putting a hindering on us. So it's a touchy situation to really try to figure out when, you know, let me break for time. LHR. Yeah, it's a kind of a touch and go type situation for, like I said, for small clubs like us. How are we gonna afford to do 2 Hamfests a year when, you know, we put one on and we sometimes have to pull out of our personal pockets rather than club funds to get it going, and which we've all done, and it's a difficult situation to try to figure out. Do we become members and take their support? Do we stay the way we are and stay independent and do it on our own? You know, it really does help with their support, but where are we going to go if we don't have that at the same time, you know? So it's a toss up there for me. But I do agree with Jeff when he said, you know, you got to live within your means. And they are no different than us. With that, I'll say 7 threes, and thanks for picking me up. K8PBL, KD8LHR.
All right, very good. I will make one correction on that though, and that's they're supporting a maximum of 2 Hamfests per year per club, but still that would be tough for us to do too. But they're not gonna sanction, quote unquote, the independent clubs, which means you're not gonna get on the ARRL Hamfest list, which is huge because we know that just from our own experience, that attracts ham operators from, well, we've had Michigan, West Virginia, Tennessee, New York, just from all over, and then folks aren't going to know because there's no place else for the list, and you know, they do give gift certificates out to the ARRL store so that, you know, you got something to give away there too, and you know, books and stuff. So it is what it is. That's all. I think it's not a good idea, and that they are not supporting the community overall. That's my opinion. We'll keep on going down the list. K8TIE, Dave, good to have you with us tonight. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Well, if absolutely necessary, one of the unintended consequences of the ARRL's push might be that the various regions set up their local, say, the 8 region and the 1 region and the 7 region and whatever, set up a bulletin board to post all the Hamfests in their region. It was interesting to hear that they're going back to Dayton because in Dayton is a Wright-Patterson Air Force Base down there, and that's also a surplus outlet. And I had a physics teacher who was also a ham that went down there every year and came back with a van full of parts and equipment, pullouts of surplus aircraft transmitters and lots of tubes and parts and everything. And he used to do that every year. Now, you know, that's been a long time since I was a freshman to a senior in high school, but there is the possibility that the ARRL could lose a bit of support from their people as everybody looks for other ways to get the word out about their Hamfests and stuff. So a caution comment to the ARRL, and I have 2 of their handbooks and stuff, so I really did like getting their publications. K8TIE, back to KE8, PVL, Jokenet.
W8IJC Link.
All right, a word of caution to the ARRL there. I appreciate those comments. Jim, KE8LFR, glad to have you with us tonight. And what are your thoughts this evening?
Well, like a couple of people have already stated, it seems that they steered away from what it all began to be, or how it began to be with hams helping hams and things like that. Now they want a club to join before they'll give them the support, but in order for that club to join, individuals in that club have to be members also. It's kind of like double dipping to me. It makes not much sense, but I don't know. I'm going to read some more on it, and maybe I'll have more comments on another point. With that, back to net. K8LFR.
All right, very good. Yeah, and they even said, like, since the cyber attack, they've been having problems setting up the list for the Hamfests as it is, and that just is it's ridiculous to me. Either it works or it doesn't work. I understand how that is. It can sort of work, I suppose. I mean, I'm not a ARRL member, and I'm not against being an ARRL member, but part of the reason why I haven't joined them is because, just like with the NRA, I never joined the NRA, but I am a member of another organization, and I send my membership out to the GOA because they weren't doing the job. And if the ARRL is going to fall into that same boat, I don't know that, $60 a month membership, or 60 whatever it is a year membership, times, in our club situation, that would be 40% of our club paying that money out, plus the membership fee for the club, whatever. That's a lot of cash to flow. Anyway, we'll move over to Jerry, N3EBT. Good to have you with us tonight, sir. What are your thoughts?
Well, Nemo, it appears that everyone has a cogent comment this evening on this, but they all seem to boil down to two things. And it's true of so many organizations when they turn from their original service mission to trying to ensure their own existence. That's one, and that may be what you have here. And the other with small Hamfests, I think the sponsoring organization has to do a cost-benefit analysis. What does it cost to participate as part of one of these recognized Hamfests? And what do you get out of it? And you look and you say, if it costs me this many dollars and I get wide distribution of information, then it may be worthwhile, or you may come to the opposite conclusion. So that's what I hear as a summary of all the comments tonight. Back to that control, N3VT.
All right, very good. Thank you for that. Always appreciate your input, sir. That rounds out the list as I have it. This is K8PVL with the Wednesday Night Jokenet. Is there anybody else who would like to check in, or anybody who'd like to recheck and add to the comments? All right, nothing heard. I'm going to go ahead and put a bow on it. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I always am happy having people in the net. Got a great turnout tonight, as usual. I'd like to thank Tom, NHCT, for the use of this repeater. Oh, I didn't talk about last night. That's what I wanted to do, was talk about last night. Last night was a special night for me. I know there was a big election last night, and good for those folks that are celebrating the win that they have today, and everybody else, well, I'm sure they'll get over it in time. But last night I took the telescope out and I looked at Jupiter for the first time through it. Beautiful sight. It was a nice clear night, and that made it special for me. So there you go. Just a silver lining or a bright spot in the sky for everybody out there. I wish I could have taken a photograph of it, but maybe next time. All right, so let me go ahead. I'll put the bow on it. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Without you, this night couldn't happen. Thank you, Tom, NHCT, for the use of the repeater. And for all those currently serving and retired from service to our country, your sacrifices are not forgotten. This is K8PVL. I'm going to go ahead and return the repeater back over to normal amateur radio use, whatever that might be. Be good to each other, everybody. K8PVL clear.